and thank you for joining me. My name is Cassia. I am a galactic astrologer and I do follow the soul house system. Today we are talking about Scorpio, that which lurks beneath the surface. Scorpio is the shark. The color frequency for Scorpio is hematite. Now Scorpio, we're talking about clusters today. We are in my cluster series. We are talking about the cluster. A cluster in Scorpio would be 3 or more planets in the sign of Scorpio. Now, this is really rare because Scorpio only has like 6.5 degrees. So it has a span of 6.5 degrees in which all those planets need to be jammed inside. So those could be at real tight conjunction. Those are going to be like a real power-packed energy punch. Those transits come all at the same time. Like that's a short little window for Scorpio. So there are not many Scorpio clusters, going forward in 5D. We are not seeing many of them because the sign of Scorpio, again, we're following astronomy. We are following what's going on in the sky, and Scorpio is this small constellation. And so we only have roughly like 6.5 degrees of Scorpio to enjoy the energy. So now most of us, when we enjoy Scorpio energy, it's going to be at soul level. We have souls coming in at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 degrees Scorpio, and that's where we're going to be feeling our Scorpio energy if we don't have the Scorpio clusters, which most of you do not have the Scorpio clusters, and most of you cannot identify as a Scorpio. You cannot identify as the shark because you're not anymore. No one who was, we don't follow the sun sign, but even if you were born during 3D Scorpio sun, being born in Scorpio time in the 5D, in galactic astrology, it's a different time. Those are different times they hit during different places, and you just wouldn't identify the same because we're not talking about the energies in the same way anymore. So Scorpio is that which lurks beneath the surface. Let's talk about sharks a little bit. First of all, the keywords for Scorpio are feeling, honesty, and release. Scorpio feels the feelings. They feel the feelings, and they're here to release them. Like that is a high vibe way to level up, releasing your feelings. That's a positive energy. The keywords that Scorpio is always releasing are suffering, limitation, and trauma. So Scorpio is releasing all that trauma, and this is where it comes from. The trauma is, coming from this Scorpio energy from our own souls. We all have Scorpio on the inside. We are all rocking with this energy. We have a full chart of all the energy on the inside in our souls, and different parts of our soul express out those emotional codes, those emotional frequencies. So it's during Scorpio season, it's a different part of our soul, but that's us. We are Scorpio. We are scorpionic. We are that version of ourselves in one piece of our soul. We absolutely are. So what is the shark? The shark is cutthroat, calculated, bloodthirsty. We know that the shark is here for protection. Now, Scorpio is the most protective of the frequencies. So when we talk about the color frequencies, the color frequency is also a dragonic frequency. I use those kind of interchangeably. So the dragon frequency, the hematite frequency, brings in protection. That protection is that which lurks beneath the surface. You might not see that protection, but it's there. It's lurking beneath, and you might not see it coming out and expressing as emotions, but that emotion is there. It's embodied in our Scorpio beings, in our Scorpio-ness, because I shouldn't say the Scorpion anymore because we're not talking about that 3D Scorpio, the scorpion, and all of its transformations. We're talking about the shark. What is the shark? How does the shark travel? Do they travel in packs? Do they travel alone? What is the shark here to do? And that's how we understand our clusters, and we're understanding that scorpionic energy in a new frame of reference, in a new lens, because it doesn't have that same heavy amount of trauma, drama, pain, and suffering that we put on the Scorpio energy in the 3D zodiac. So it's a really lighter, it is more protective. We understand it as protective, that those feelings, those deep Scorpio feelings, are protection. And that's how we protect ourselves. We protect ourselves with our feelings and our emotions. And we protect ourselves by releasing what no longer serves us. We protect ourselves by feeling feelings. We have to feel to heal anything. So we have to feel the feelings. Scorpio knows that. Scorpio's here for it. And it's so wonderful. I love Scorpio energy. I know a lot of people have had bad interactions with somebody who they consider to be a Scorpio, but you know, in galactic astrology, we look into so much more than the sun sign energy, and we try and figure out who you are, and we look and see who you are at soul level. So it gets exciting. That wraps up Scorpio for today. We will be continuing on with a Fucus tomorrow, and we will also be rolling around the rest of the galactic zodiac, wrapping of course up with Pisces in a few days. In the meantime, you can find me on TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest. My podcast is out on Spotify entitled Galactic Astrology 101. And you can find me all these places at Astro Catalyst. My website is astrocatalyst.com, and I hope to see you soon.